moved in with a professor who was blind. So naturally, I stopped wearing bras at home. It was my own little slice of freedom, a secret rebellion against the structured, often uncomfortable outside world. Coming home meant shedding the underwire along with the day's worries. He was the perfect roommate, quiet, respectful, and for all intents and purposes, harmless. Leo was a ghost in his own house, navigating by memory and touch, his handsome face always calm and unseeing. I thought I had the perfect setup, a platonic harmony built on his blindness and my need for a cheap place to live. Then one day, a colleague from work dropped by with some files. I opened the door, and before a single word could be spoken, it was slammed shut by a hand I didn't see coming. Leo stood there, a jacket held open in his hands, which he draped over my shoulders. His voice, usually so gentle, was low and tight. "You should be more careful," he said, his gaze fixed somewhere over my head. "Your silhouette is a little too clear. It wouldn't do for strangers to see that." When I first showed up at Leo Vance's front door, I was a little nervous. My mom's best friend, Linda, had set this whole thing up. She'd said the apartment was huge, rent-free, and that her son was a bit blind, so living with him would be perfectly safe. Still, it was my first time living under the same roof with a guy I didn't know. When the door opened, I saw a man with his eyes covered by a white strip of cloth, dressed impeccably. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. "Professor Vance? Hi, I'm Clara. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having me." I stuck my hand out for a handshake, then quickly pulled it back, remembering he couldn't see it. "Hello, Clara. My mother told me you were coming," he said, his voice a smooth, low baritone. He stepped aside, gesturing politely. "Please, come in." He was wearing a crisp white button-down, with every button fastened, right up to the collar. Black dress pants accentuated his trim waist and a pair of long, straight legs. Even with the blindfold, I could tell his features were sharp and handsome. "You can have a seat. I'll go make some tea," Leo said, his tone even and calm. "Oh, thanks, but..." I stopped myself, realizing he was blind. "Don't worry about it. I can get it." In the end, I made the tea with him giving me directions from the living room. We sat on opposite ends of the couch, a good 3 feet of space between us. "Professor Vance, was it an accident? Your eyes, I mean?" I asked, my curiosity getting the better of me. The way he fumbled around, his hands constantly searching and his feet tripping over things, he didn't seem like someone who'd been blind for a long time. Linda hadn't given me any details over the phone. "Yes, an experiment in the lab. And, will they get better?" "The doctor says they will." "Oh, that's great. That's really great," I said, pouring him a cup of tea. I mumbled under my breath. Otherwise, it'd be such a waste. A face that handsome. A person that brilliant. What was that? "Nothing. Drink your tea." Leo's apartment had 3 bedrooms. He took the master, and I took the guest room. Because of his eyes, he couldn't teach at the university, so he spent his days at home, listening to audiobooks and drinking tea. He was like some kind of old-school literary soul. My college resume was decent enough that I landed an editor position at a publishing house within a week. After work, I took on the cooking duties, and we'd chat for a bit after dinner. One night, I forgot to grab my underwear before hopping in the shower. As I was about to panic, a realization hit me. He can't see. Right, he's blind. Why am I even bothering with pajamas?